G'day guys and welcome. Today we're doing the review. It was Geelong and Richmond and some good news, we're back for the long haul, mate.
Are we really, mate?
Nah, I'm just kidding. Nah, sorry guys.
Don't do that to him, mate.
It's all about a little bit of emotion in the game like we had today. Very
Emotionally charged.
No, the result wasn't perfect, but sometimes it's about how you get to that result. Wasn't a pretty win, but damn, we'll take that. 35 down, 3/4 time. I think any team will take a win from there. It wasn't pretty. We were sitting down watching it, and that's basically why we're doing the review today, because it's been possible. How did you see it?
Yeah.
You were a bit frustrated.
I was, mate, but I was also fairly positive about most things throughout. My frustration wasn't necessarily fully directed at the Cats. It was just the weight of numbers that we had with time in forward half, which was something we dominate the competition at.
Yeah.
We dominated all day, the inside 50s. I felt we were winning the clearances as well as we could. And it was not translating on the board. Not only was it not translating, but we were down by much further than I thought we deserved to be.
Yep.
And, Richmond were unbelievably efficient going forward. And all of a sudden, like we were saying throughout, I still felt that at times we were just a goal away from turning that momentum and they would cave in, which inevitably they did.
You were right.
I was always confident we'd turn the tide in some respect that would put us in a winning position.
Yeah, you did.
But, you can always get to that position to win and still not win. The opposition can respond.
Which we've seen 3 times this year.
And when you're 35 points down, your margin for error is small. So
yeah, a lot has to go right.
Yeah. And it did. First 3 quarters, it wasn't great footy. Richmond brought some really good pressure and heat to us. And we just, for whatever reason, we're not really dealing with it overly well. And I didn't even think it was just the pressure and the ball, just our system moving the pill as well. And in particular, the ball inside 50, which was the main problem, really.
Wasn't good.
We had a few guys down for the first 3 quarters that lifted. But yeah, that kick inside 50 was just really poor.
Something to be worked on.
Yeah, which we've spoken about before, and it was probably at its very worst today, which, listening to Chris Scott in the presser, was partly due to Richmond, their style.
I thought they were a bit defensive.
Apparently so. Chrissy Scotty reckons. Chrissy's a bit of a gay way to describe the senior coach, but yeah, look, I think we turned it around, which was impressive, and I think the main change in how it all panned out was just executing that kick inside 50 a bit better, taking some better opportunities, and you could just see it, the confidence was just contagious as soon as we really got on top. They did crumble. Richmond had no avenue to move the ball out of the back line and really struggled. They stopped. They were just bombing it long. We were turning it over, and talk about time in forward half. I reckon over the whole game it was probably 70-30, and I reckon that last quarter was probably 90-10. So
when it counted, I suppose.
We really lifted, and guys like Selwood, Dangerfield, Duncan, Caddy, all did really impressive things. So that were my main thoughts on it, and certainly plenty to work on for sure. But I think you just have to take that win. That last quarter is a sample size of what we have to produce, and it's sort of a bit of our best footy. But then you got to wonder, how does the side come out the way they did in a game that's so important? But a win is a win, as you say. We have to get it. It can help us position ourselves as well as we possibly can for September. And hope we bring more of the last quarter as opposed to the first 3 when we're positioned better than say we could be.
I think that's what we're optimistic about too, where we both think that we can bring that footy on our day. So. But anyway, the thoughts from myself, as you sort of said, mate, they were pretty defensive. Richmond brought a lot of heat early. Their pressure game was really good. So if you just handball or kick it to someone, they had someone on them. They were very disciplined. We were undisciplined for the first 3 quarters, giving away some silly 50-metre penalties, which didn't help us much at all. I mean, do 50-metre penalties help you? Only if they go to you. Just made the wrong decision. Made some pretty bad decisions at times, and generally the wrong one, and just bombing it in long to Hawkins, who were very one-dimensional at times, and you could see Rance was going to eat that up for breakfast every day of the week, and he did for a good probably 95% of the game, and a couple of big one-on-ones. Hawkins managed to get the job done, and with a few switches, putting Harry Taylor and Henderson up forward, which I liked. Yeah, made our defence a bit skinny, and I thought, will that compromise our defence? But good move by Scotty. That couldn't exactly say that won us the game, but certainly went a long way to giving us a different, fresh look, as you sort of said, mate.
Yeah.
Gives Rance a bit of a new perspective and something to work with rather than what he knows.
Yeah.
But largely, it was frustrating because we were playing so well, just could not get that last kick or just couldn't get that finish. And probably the most frustrated, most passionate I've ever seen you in a game, mate.
Probably, yeah.
We've had some pretty fiery games and some fiery emotions, but yeah, you were that dead set on not losing. It's like you were part of the team somehow, and no, it was good to get a bit of emotion out of you. My hands nearly fell off a couple of times with a few of those high fives, but
yeah, no, they were heavily fueled with some serious emotion.
They were, yep, and hands very red still. Yeah, so largely I'm so happy with the ability to just come back, and sometimes it's not about playing perfect football for 4 quarters and getting the result. We probably should get, it's always good to sometimes grind out a win. Sometimes you've got to do that.
You do.
Always positive when you get the result your way, and gives us confidence that if we're ever in that position again, we're a chance. We've got faith we could. But largely we're okay around the clearances and largely all right generally. But just decision making, last kick inside 50, which I think's been a thing we've talked about all year. But Menzel out, Hurts, Cockatoo out, Hurts a bit of X factor, a bit of run, Motlop out of form still, but we'll delve into that shortly, chopping block wise. But yeah, look, you take the win, and I'm pretty ecstatic to just win. To be honest, I said to Mrs. her dad, I said, I'll be happy to win.
Yeah.
And it turned out as close as I expected it to be, and very fortunate to have won.
Yeah, no, if my positivity was correct today, then you were correct in the forecast of being close. I was obviously pretty confident, and you were correct in what the margin could sort of be.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, no, you're right. That it wasn't a system or style of play that was really letting us down. I think that was all right. It was just that final kick and a lack of sort of variety out forward without a Menzel, a Cockatoo, and the best defender in the game. For them, helped.
Doesn't help, yeah. All 66 inside 50s, 32 scoring shots, 10, 22, 9 rush behind, so that's how it goes.
9, was it? Yeah. I guess we had a lot touched on the line, wasn't it?
Yeah. Some unlucky ones there, but got the job done. We'll move on to the votes, mate. Who'd you see best on the field?
Yeah, look, it was pretty tough because obviously it's a game where you don't have too many 4-quarter contributors, so you sort of got to weigh up, how much credit do I give to that last quarter that won us the game. So I go 3 to Selwood. I thought probably he was our best 4-quarter performer. Turned the ball over at times, but I felt that he was giving it a wholehearted crack as he does for the whole game. Yeah. When others, he was trying to carry guys, and I thought he looked very dangerous and was fantastic.
He lifted.
I gave 2 to Dangerfield. Now, I don't think it was his best ever game up until 3-quarter time. I mean, he still had 21 at 3-quarter time.
Yeah.
But they weren't his same damaging possessions. He was a little more fumbly than he might like to be. But that last quarter was enormous. I can't wait to watch it back. He was just fantastic. I reckon he would have had some fantastic metres gained. He obviously had the 9 touches to get him up to 30, and
he did.
Nearly had a goal that really, I can't believe he missed it still when he hit the post there. But just loved how he willed himself and his breakaway pace. Yeah, match winning. And I gave 1 to Corey Enright. I thought he was very composed when at times we were certainly not. So had to, I think, about 26 touches, somewhere around that mark, and just continued to use the ball pretty well, and was just a real solid contributor. There were probably other guys like Henderson and Guthrie, and I like Caddy's game, even though numbers weren't fantastic. Scott Selwood is better than I thought watching on, but what do you think? Yeah,
slightly different, but pretty similar as well.
That's all right.
So we got the 3 votes for mine, 30 touches, 3 marks, and also got 4 free kicks, 5 tackles and a goal next to his name. It was a workhorse all day and lifted when we needed someone, as you described, turned over a couple of really crucial bit to play, but look, without him, where would we have been today? So
Yep.
That's how I'm looking at it.
In 5th, that's where we would have been.
Yeah, no, can't argue with you there. I'm giving the 2 to Meningol. Meningol, yeah, I saw it. It's a lot different, as I said. 21 touches, 5 marks, and he kicked 2 goals. I think that's what I'm giving him credit for. He was able to convert, and we absolutely needed a goal. He was able to be composed under pressure. Missed that last goal, but look, without those few goals there, mate, again, maybe looking at 5th again, but well, I think he was tough around the contest, and yeah, for most part, he played a really good game, I thought. So
we loved that snap goal, didn't we?
Yeah, no, he did. Yeah, no, we got a good high five happening there. And I'm giving the 1 to Josh Cowan. He got the 20 touches, 5 marks, and also got a tackle next to his name. I like the way he started the game when the chips were down, as we say. I thought he really contributed well and probably played one of his best games for the club. In saying that, wasn't a fantastic game by him, but I like the way he went about it. And yeah, I could certainly give votes to Enright, Dangerfield, and Henderson, but I thought Cowan's finally played one of his better games for the club, and yeah, did it early when not much was happening.
Yeah, his first quarter was very good in particular.
That's what we like. So good stuff there, mate. Moving on to the chopping block.
Yeah.
I think there'll be some familiar names.
Yeah.
I have a feeling.
No, there will. Of course, Menzel and Cockatoo, Scotty said they were just 1 weekers. They were pretty confident on.
That's what we like to
hear.
hear.
No, with Menzel. But look, you would imagine they both come back into the side. Probably. I mean, they've definitely been for against Melbourne.
Yeah.
Going up to Brisbane without being disrespectful, is a trip up to the Gabba. They may look to, particularly a Menzel type, they may look to just leave him in Geelong and say, don't worry about it, Dan. But they obviously need to find their way back in the team. Mackie as well. So all of a sudden there's a bit of depth there with Menengola playing good footy. Scott Selwood,
helps,
fringe players apparently, and they were some of our best today. It creates a bit of depth. So as players to go out, I think they're the 3 clear ones that come in. It was pretty tough to say who goes out, but unfortunately our old mate Shane Kirsten is right in the thick of it, and he's teased at times this year. He showed promise, which we've spoken about, but today he was just super disappointing, and I'd be shocked if he wasn't dropped, because Scott, as you said, moved Henderson and Taylor forward, and we were screaming out for someone to stand up when Hawkins was getting beaten. We're looking for other options because Hawkins isn't the option. They're all crowding to him 3-on-1.
Yep.
And he couldn't do it. He had opportunities and he fumbled, he dropped marks, he got hands too, and I just think it's probably time for him to go back to the twos. And he's a player that can come in and possibly have an impact, but I think he is just a depth player at the moment.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
And otherwise, I found it a bit tricky to find guys to drop. I mean, McCarthy didn't do stacks, but did some really clutch goals and took that nice mark.
Good tackles.
He adds plenty to the side. He's the sort of player we need.
We were having a chat about Motlop earlier. What do you think?
Yeah. Motlop and Blitzarves are 2 guys
For a week.
that, just possibly could. Motlop's last quarter is an example of exactly why we need him in the team.
Absolutely.
He plays some great footy, but he plays some equally terrible footy. I think he might respond all right to maybe a week in the twos.
Yeah.
I reckon. Just give him a run there, let him dominate, let him see, what he's missing out on when he's not in the AFL, and because we do have that depth. But
it's not a bad time with finals coming up.
Yeah, exactly. And Blitzarves maybe for a different reason. I'm more concerned about him as a footballer rather. I know Motlop's footy is great, and maybe just needs that little bit of a kick in the arse to really at this stage of the year just get him going.
Go on, Steve.
But Blitzarves, he just keeps returning these mediocre numbers where he gets 15 to 20 touches and 4 to 7 tackles and a few hit-outs, and he's consistent, but
doesn't really mean a whole lot.
And I was looking at his stats in comparison to his good years of late, and they're not that different. So it's obviously just the impact that he's having with those touches, and just concerned.
I'd say Dangerfield probably takes away some of the impact of what he was probably doing last year, but still
less contested ball he can win, which he likes, but. I wouldn't think they'd drop him, but if I was picking the team, I'd just throw it up. I'd just think about it. Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, so...
Chuck in Lang.
Well...
Get a bit of a few smalls happening.
Yeah, at times we did look slow, but... Anyway, mate, that's what I reckon, and now you really want to start finalising that team, because we're really coming up to that in a couple of weeks and then finals, so... Take us over to Brisbane, mate.
We're going over to Brisbane to watch the Lions.
You going up?
Yeah. Didn't you know?
No, really, gee. Got work off?
Birthday weekend, so might as well,
Yeah. Don't have to work your birthday.
No, that's right. So Sunday, get over there.
Nice.
Yeah, so we got the Lions at the Gabba. They're always a slightly different team at the Gabba, but they've shown they haven't been that great there this year, which is ironic to what they used to be. But yeah, look, they got the win against Carlton. We just got the win against Richmond, so look, I expect us to win, but how well we win, I don't know. It depends on how we come out, really. So I'm going to throw a ballpark figure of 4 to 5 goals. I don't expect us to dominate Brisbane because we haven't dominated any bottom teams much at all. Yeah, look, I think we'll grind out a win. A few players will come back in, hopefully, and yeah, look, I don't think it's going to be a game for the ages, certainly. No. So those are my thoughts.
Yeah, well, I think someone who will be happy to take on the Lions is Tommy Hawkins after being up against Rance all day. He should be able to manhandle a few of those defenders and things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, nah, you're right. I mean, we haven't really brought our best footy to any lower ranked sides, and
no bingo.
What is that? Just mental application? I'm not too sure. We tend to, some of our bigger wins and certainly better wins have been against the good sides, which is well documented. But yeah, I mean, comfortable win, no doubt. I just don't think, I watched most of the Brisbane game against Carlton, and if you shut down Zorko and Rockcliffe, who causes troubles through the midfield, then you go a long way to winning. But other than that, they don't have that many guys that you call class acts and A graders, and you would really think that we would get on top at some stage throughout the game and skip away to a handy margin. So
hopefully,
yeah, it's interesting because percentage is going to be vital. So I'd love to say we'd come out and smash them, but we just haven't been doing that. So
yeah, didn't do it today, but we got the win, mate. Yeah, so those are our thoughts. A bit of a preview and the review of the Cats and the Tigers. So we got the job done by 4 points. Grinded it out and got the job done. So thanks for listening in, guys. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, like the video. Check out darijoe. We'll have the Geelong goal video highlights up pretty shortly, I'm sure. So I'll check the link in once he's got it up. So thanks for hanging around, guys. We'll probably be back to the normal podcast. So sorry to break.
Just a fleeting visit.
Yeah, just a bit of a come back and farewell again. So thanks for watching on, guys. We'll see you all next time.